Alright guys, I am very excited to be showing you my $275 gaming PC. Now I have been teasing this for a while, like putting in the comment section like, hey, big video coming out, but I am just now getting around to do it. School has been kind of kicking my butt, and when I say that, I just mean I have not been, going to work full time, doing YouTube videos, and going to school at the same time, so it is a bit of an adjustment, but thank you for hanging in there. So yeah, I'm going to be going over the components in this computer, how much I got them for, and where I got them for, so that maybe you could replicate this if you wanted to. Obviously, you don't have to, but you can kind of use mine as like a similar range in this price range. So yeah, let's get right into the components. For the CPU, I ended up going with the Ryzen 5 2400G. Now this is 4 cores, 8 threads, and it is an APU, so it does have integrated graphics. Now the reason why I picked this is because I wanted to use the integrated graphics in videos, because I do like GPUs, like integrated GPUs are really cool to me, and I just wanted to use one. And this is honestly a pretty good CPU for the price. $70 is not a lot for a CPU, and this thing packs a lot of potential. Now, for the cooler, we did end up going with the stock cooler because this is only 65 watts. It does not need very much, cooling overhead. So yeah, it ended up cooling this perfectly. As you can see in the benchmarks later, this thing was sitting at like 60 degrees most of the time, and this is just the stock cooler, so plenty enough cooling. Alright, so now that we have the CPU, we got to pair it with a motherboard. And so for the motherboard, I just went with a simple generic A320 motherboard. It did not come with the CMOS battery, which, no big deal at all. But it was $40 shipped. I think the battery was like $1 or $2, so I'm not even going to factor it into the cost. But this is a great deal. I mean, it is $40 for a motherboard is kind of unheard of. So yeah, I was excited to see this on eBay. Next up in the build, we do have the RAM, and I really wanted to get 16 gigabytes for this build. The budget allowed for it, and we ended up finding a 16 gigabyte 8x2 kit off of Facebook Marketplace for $40. I tried talking this guy down, but he was just not having it, and honestly, I was just not willing to wait, so I bought it for 40 bucks. You could wait longer and definitely find a kit for less than that, as brand new ones on Amazon and eBay can be found for around 45 bucks. I was just being lazy, honestly. So yeah, that is the RAM that I picked out. It is HyperX Fury 3200 megahertz, maybe CL18. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't looked. For the power supply, I ended up going with an EVGA B stock power supply. Now this is a great option if you're looking for pretty cheap power supplies. Now from time to time they do have some as low as this. Right now when I look on there, they do not have any under $50, but I think it resets weekly, and I got one, a 450 watt gold, non-modular, nothing, for 20 bucks, which is a good deal. And for the case, I did end up going with a brand new case. Now, the reason why I went with a brand new case is because I did not want to have to deal with the random shenanigans of not having different screws and just having a dented case. I didn't want to have to deal with that. Cases are expensive right now, but at Micro Center, I did find a brand new Montech X1, I believe is the name. I will put it up on the screen, but this bad boy is $49 at Micro Center, and it comes with a tempered glass side panel and 4 ARGB fans that look absolutely amazing. Now, the cable management in this is bad, but if you do put some time into it, it will end up working out. All right, last but not least, we have the graphics card. Now, there's a funny story about this. So I met this guy on Marketplace, and we had been trading GPUs and stuff like that back and forth at least 1 or 2 times. And he texted me and he was like, hey, I have an R7 260X if you want it. And I was like, not really. Like, I'm looking for an RX 460, which is what I ended up going with in the build, just for later reference. But he was like, I'll give you a good deal on it. So we ended up meeting, and I was like, okay, that's fine. Like, this is within 10-20% of the RX 460. It'll bring my budget down a little bit because it's just not an expensive card. But he ended up selling me a dud and then blocking me on Marketplace, so that's funny. So that's where we ended up with the RX 460, and that is, we found that off of Marketplace. No, we found that off of eBay, and they have like a million listings for them for like $44. It is a great deal, honestly. Under $50, spectacular deal. So that is my PC build. Alright guys, sorry about that. I forgot to mention the storage, and I got a Team Group SSD. I got this for $18 shipped off of Amazon. It was included in Prime. Now let's finish up this PC build. Alright guys, I know you are super excited to see the benchmarks, so let's just get straight into it. So the first game we did test is Overwatch. This is at 1080p low settings, and we are getting in the 140s to the all the way up to the 180s. Now this is actually very playable. Now I shouldn't even say very playable. It's very competitive. This game is easy to run, but for a PC under $300, like, this is definitely a great deal. And after this, we are playing Valorant. Now on Valorant, I was surprised that we were not getting higher FPS than on Overwatch. Valorant is very easy to run. I'm guessing the reason why is because the CPU is a little bit slower, and Valorant is a very CPU dependent game. But we are still getting around 144 hertz. It felt amazing to play, so don't be afraid to play games like this. Obviously these are easy to run. Next up, we have Fortnite Battle Royale. We tested this on 1080p low performance mode, and this is very playable. It is very stuttery at times, but that's just Fortnite. Not anything you can really do about it. Unless you can have a $500 $5,000 PC, and it would still be very stuttery. After that, we have Apex Legends. Now I tested this on 720p low. 1080p was just not consistently above 60, but at 720p low we are getting around 70 to 80 fps on average. Even higher than that outside the smoke. The smoke is definitely one of the hardest areas to run in the game. All right, so let's wrap up this computer. That'll do it for me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and you made it this far. If you could like and subscribe, I'd very much appreciate it. It lets me know that I should make videos like this in the future. All right guys, peace.